So far as measurement goes, we've talked about inch units. We've talked about metric units. But when it comes to angles, we're talking about degrees, right? We've already mentioned that. We're not talking about degrees, but we have to understand, what is a degree? We also measure in minutes. When it comes to angles, we measure in seconds. So if this is new information to you, it could be a little bit daunting at first, but there's really a simple way to understand this. So imagine we have this circle here. Now the circle doesn't exist at first. First we have this ray. Okay, we've got this ray. And this ray has no angular value whatsoever. Right now, it's just a line, right? It's just a ray. Okay, so it has a starting point and then continues in one direction. Now, if I were to pivot at this starting point, and I were to take this end of the ray, and I were to start moving it around, pivoting off of this center, and I stopped right there, right? So I've got this ray, and I just pivot on it, and I just move the ray around, and now the ray, its second position is right here. So what I've done is I've created an angle where this point is the vertex. Okay? So this has a value. This has a measurement to it. Now, we don't know what that measurement is, right? We've just kind of thrown this together. But there are some absolutes in geometry that we have to rely on when it comes to solving other information or solving missing information in geometrical questions. So let's take the same thought. Let's imagine that we have that ray, and we pivot off the center point, and we just move that ray around back to its starting position. That ray has now rotated, right? It's now rotated 360 degrees. So there are some key things that we have to know, not just in geometry, but established in geometry and moving into other types of math. A circle has 360 degrees. And this is the thinking behind it, right? Just imagine you take this ray, and I can move it 1 degree, but if I move that ray all the way around, pivoting off that center, I will move 360 degrees. So a circle has 360 degrees. We can always come back to this if we're trying to solve missing information, especially in circle math. This is an absolute, so this gives us something to start with, something to work from. So if a full circle has 360 degrees, then the angle of half a circle, right, is 180 degrees. So think about it this way. A straight line, okay, let's say between point E and point F. Okay, so we have this line segment, EF. If I said to you, what is the angle of line segment EF? Remember, this isn't a ray. Okay, so a ray doesn't have any measurable value. Okay, but a line segment does, because this is one point on the line segment, this is the other point. So I want to know, what is the angle from here to here? So we know that's a half circle, right? So a line has 180 degrees. Okay, so if you want to know the angle of a line, it's 180 degrees, or a line segment, right? So a line segment is 180 degrees, okay? And of course, what we've already learned is that if we draw a line perpendicular to another line, we create a right angle, and a right angle is 90 degrees, right? So a right angle equals 90 degrees. So we know that a circle can be divided up into 4 equal measurable angles, right? There's 4 90-degree angles in a 360-degree circle. Okay, so these are all absolutes.